Welcome to Magical Musings, where magic is a way of life. I am Dr. Nefer Kefri, and I am here to help you live a more magical and spiritual life. Have you ever been in a metaphysical store and have been overwhelmed by the selection of crystals? Have you ever wondered, how can I choose a crystal that I know will resonate with my energy? I'm Nefer Kefri of MagicalMusings.com. I'm here today to show you two very simple ways you can use to figure out which crystal will resonate the best with your energy. All right, here's a bowl of crystals I pulled from my collection. I'll actually show you how I did that. These are the crystals I'm working with for the month of May. Now, first thing I have to explain to you, the human body is an energy center, okay? We have energy that flows in from the universe and out to the universe. So to just explain it very easily, our left side receives energy. So energy comes in through your left, it goes through your whole body and your aura, it comes out through your right, all right? This is a natural way of being. So this is how you use your own body's energy to choose your crystals. And all you do is you hold the crystal in your left hand and you close your palm around it as best you can. You know, some crystals are really large. And if they are really large, like a geode, for example, you can just lay your left hand over it, okay? And then you close your eyes and you concentrate through your closed eyelids at the area in between your eyes, just above the bridge of your nose. This is your third eye. And as you concentrate on that area, ask your own energy, will this crystal work well with my personal energy? And give it about 10 seconds. And determine if you feel anything in your hand. You'll feel a sensation if that crystal is meant to go home with you. And the sensation will vary depending on the type of crystal you're holding in your hand. And also it'll vary based upon how your personal energy runs through your body. Some people will feel warmth coming from the crystal. Some will feel a tingling or a vibration. And sometimes the crystal will just get super cold in your hand and it's like you're holding an ice cube. If any of those sensations occur, that crystal is meant to be yours. So you should buy it. That's the easiest way to choose a crystal, and it's cheap because it's free. You just use your own left hand. Now, another method you can use is using a pendulum. Now, a pendulum is any weighted object that's at the end of a chain or a string. Take your crystal, and what you do is you hold the pendulum in your left hand, because again, this is going to be your receiving energy hand, and you want to pull that energy in from the universe to energize, I should say, the pendulum. So you're bringing in that energy from the universe through your receptive receiving hand, and you hold it over the crystal and you ask, is this crystal meant for me? And then your pendulum will give you either a yes or a no. Pendulums will swing either clockwise for yes, or they'll swing from left to right for yes. And this is getting a big clockwise swing. And I know that because this Lapedalite tower is in my collection. So there you go. That crystal's meant for me, which is a darn good thing because I bought it online. So there you go. And that's another thing. Once you get used to choosing your crystals, you will be able to choose crystals online. All right. Like you can go to an Etsy shop that sells crystals, or go to an online metaphysical store that perhaps is not in your state, or maybe not even in your country. And you can examine and look, you know, visually at their collection of crystals. You'll be able to tell which one is meant for you. And if you're having a hard time doing that, just take your pendulum and hold it either in front of your desktop or laptop screen with it open to a picture of that crystal for sale, and ask it, is this crystal meant for me? You know, will it work well with my energy? And then see what your pendulum does. Because you can't hold the crystal in your hand and you're not there in person with the crystal. But the pendulum works with universal energy as your body is channeling it. So your pendulum is going to tell you the answer of if that crystal will resonate with you or not, because it's using your own body's energy to move. And so if that crystal is not meant to work for you, you're going to get a no. And a no will be either a counterclockwise swing or it'll swing no from left to right. If that crystal's meant for you, you're going to get either a clockwise swing or you're going to get a swing back and forth for yes. Okay? That's how you choose a crystal. Now, what I do every month is I choose particular stones or crystals to work with for that month. Because, you know, I'm all about spiritual growth. And just because I've been at magicalmusings.com now since 1997, that doesn't mean I am full grown spiritually, you know. Despite working with the tarot since 1976 and working with crystals since probably that same year, it doesn't mean I know everything. It doesn't mean that I'm the world's expert, okay? You're always learning, because something like crystals, the topic of crystals, it's basically a bottomless pit. You know, you just learn and learn and learn. And so what I do, I still use these methods for choosing crystals to work with for the week. And my focus is always on choosing crystals that will help aid me in my healing process. And this is whatever type of healing I need. Typical Gemini here, I often lose my own train of thought. But okay, yes, healing. I was focused on choosing crystals that would help with the physical healing of my wrist, for that to continue, and for my left hand to continue to strengthen, because, you know, it had been in a splint for a week, and then it had been in a cast for 3 more weeks. And so the muscles in here have tightened up and atrophied a bit. Also, my left hand is my dominant hand, and I'm also a professional artist. So I had 5 art commissions waiting to be completed when I fell. Yeah. And I just want to send out a lot of love and appreciation to my clients who've been so patient in waiting for their commissions. So that's what I did. I focused on healing physically. And I also wanted to focus more on my spiritual growth, because we're always growing spiritually. That never stops. And I also wanted to focus on opening my third eye more. I am highly intuitive already, and I've recently begun to have premonitory dreams. And I wanted to see if I could focus on increasing that ability, because except for 1 or 2 years ago, I've never really had premonitory dreams. So it's been really interesting. So what I did is I have a large collection of stones and crystals. Like I said, I've been collecting them since 1976, 1977. And so since I have so many, it would take forever for me to hold each one in my left hand and ask it, am I to work with you this week or this month? And it would take all day. So instead, I take my pendulum, separate the batch out into like sets of 2 or 3. Okay, am I meant to work on a crystal, you know, from this batch of 3 here? And then if I get a yes, I'll go 1 by 1. Or I may just, if I get a yes, then I may just put 1 by 1 in my left hand and see which one gives me a reaction. So that's how I chose the crystals for the month. I tend to work with up to about 10 crystals. I didn't even count these ahead of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. I never work with more than 10. If you are a beginner with working with crystals, I recommend working with only 2 or 3 for the month. That way you get to really know those stones or those crystals, and they get to know you, because they have personalities, they have soul, they have spirit, they come from the earth. They have earth spirit in them. And so it's really important to, you know, if you treat your crystals with respect, they will work better and better for you over time. So what I did, I went through my collection and I chose these 10. And I'll go over briefly what they are in case you're curious. Also, I'm going to be putting together, I've been working on putting together a crystal course, beginner's course on how to work with crystals for various purposes. If you're interested in getting on the wait list for that course, look down below for my email sign up link for my newsletter and get on my newsletter list. And I will be sending out an update closer to the time of when my course is about ready to be posted so that you can keep up and hopefully join in. And it will be a course, self-paced course, so you would take it at your convenience. Okay? So now I'll go through and tell you what each one of these are. All right, briefly, these crystals are, the tower is called Lapedalite. And Lapedalite, it basically ranges in color from a pink to a lavender. And it has sparkling mica inclusions. This particular piece doesn't have very much mica in it. There's a little bit, but I love it. And this piece I bought online. And again, I just used my pendulum. It was also bought online on a live sale on Instagram. So there were other people, you know, putting in for this piece. So I had to really hurry up. But I used my pendulum and I was like, quick, should I buy this one? It was like, yes. So I put in my bid and I got lucky and I got it. So this is Lapedalite, and it's good for soothing stressful feelings, and it helps a person to connect to their higher self. Which is interesting that my pendulum would help me choose this because, again, I'm interested in my spiritual growth, further opening my third eye, connecting better with my higher self. So bingo, that is the Lapedalite. This one is black tourmaline mixed in with quartz. I mean, it's a really pretty piece. I love this. And I was kind of surprised that my hand told me, you know, first my pendulum chose this from my collection of tourmaline. And then as I narrowed it down further, and it is a little crumbly. As I narrowed it down further and settled on this piece, I was quite surprised because this piece has never come up before for me, and I've had it a while. But the black tourmaline, well, tourmaline, first of all, it comes in several colors. You've got your black, which is what most of the time you see in the stores, but also comes in pink, green, watermelon, which is a blend of the pink and the green, red, yellow, and blue. And its appearance, when it's black with striations or lines through it, and usually will appear with parallel ridges in crystalline form. And black tourmaline is good for protection, cleansing of all types of negativity, and it resonates with your root chakra. So evidently it's for helping to cleanse something out, and probably I'm thinking it's going to help me work out the trauma of my fall, because it was pretty traumatic and pretty scary. It could have been a whole lot worse. So I'm very grateful that it wasn't. Now, this little stone has been with me since at least 1980. And this is called Blue Lace Agate. And it has a sky blue color, often with white bands running through it. And its properties are calming, balancing. It brings about a feeling of peacefulness, emotional healing, and it can be used as a sleep aid. So again, you see my pendulum is helping me to choose stones that are helping with stress and helping with bringing peace and balance. You see a theme emerging here, and I didn't choose these stones on purpose. That was my pendulum telling me. Okay, as we go on here, here's Amethyst. Amethyst is my favorite stone because it's purple. You know, my pendulum is amethyst. I have so much amethyst, it's unreal.
But amethyst comes in light to deep purple. It can show up in pink. It resonates with your third eye and your crown chakra. Its properties are like with blue lace agate. It can be used as a sleep aid. It can be used for dream recall, which is good because, you know, I want to work on maybe figuring out how to better have more premonitory dreams. It's good for intuition and general and emotional healing and connecting with one's spirit guides. So it's going to be really useful. And I have a lot of amethyst, like I said, and so I had to hold my pendulum over this bowl. My amethyst kind of almost completely filled this bowl. And then it was like, yes, you're meant to work with amethyst for the month. And then I took them out in sets of 4 to figure out which stone in which set. So the amethyst took a little while to figure out. Now this stone, this has been with me probably as long as the blue lace agate. This is Rutilated Quartz. And it's basically a clear quartz that has got rutile crystals in it. Those are those gold lines. And another name for this is angel hair. And it is good for helping with feelings of depression. It increases energy and creativity, and it removes blockages. And it resonates with your navel and your throat chakra. So I am an artist, and my hand is getting stronger and stronger. So I think the Rutilated Quartz came through for me because I'm meant to work on this regarding my artwork. So, and it's making my whole hand hot holding it. So that is the Rutilated Quartz. And then we have a piece of African Jasper. African Jasper is a green stone with mottled black, and its properties are for self-development, focus, balancing, spiritual growth, and transformation. And it resonates with your throat chakra. So again, this one stone pretty much hits upon all the themes I want to work on for the month of May. And let's see, I have Lithium Quartz. Lithium Quartz, it's a clear quartz with clouds and a touch of light to dark gray inclusions, which is the lithium. And that's actual lithium in there, just like in a lithium battery. And you know, we make batteries and computer chips from quartz. So lithium is a really strong stone, and it has a lot of properties. It has a lot of various uses. It is a stress releaser, brings about peacefulness and balance. Again, you see a theme emerging for my stones here. And it moves anger and grief to the surface where it can be healed and released. It can heal past life trauma. It activates and cleanses all the chakras, so it also resonates with all the chakras. It's a natural antidepressant, and you know, back in the day, lithium was prescribed as an antidepressant. And it's made stronger when it's combined with clear quartz. So when I work with it, I will be combining it with my large clear quartz crystal. And I'll tell you, this crystal, lithium quartz, packs a punch. When I first got this crystal, and again, this is one I bought online during a live sale on Instagram. When it arrived at my home and I took it out of the packaging, immediately it lit my hand on fire. I mean, it was so hot it scared me. I set it down right away. I was just like, what's going on? And then I picked it up again, and it was nice and cool. And then about 5 seconds later, whoosh, it was on fire again. And I've been working with it a little bit since then. So now it doesn't get so hot. But it heats up immediately in my hand. So I can't wait to get to know this little guy a little better. 3 more stones here. This dark one is Bloodstone. Bloodstone comes usually in a dark green color with red dots or bands running through it. And it's called Bloodstone because back in the Middle Ages, it was believed this would cleanse the blood. Kind of like use it in place of leeches, you know. It can also have dark orange spots, and it is considered a semi-precious stone. Its old-timey name is heliotrope. And Bloodstone sweeps away blocks. It's a mover and a transformational stone, and it aids in circulation. And again, you know, the healing from my wrist, you need good blood circulation if you want to heal an injury like that. So there you go. Then I have this stone. This stone is Fenerite. Fenerite is a pale to light green stone. This one actually has a yellow core to it. You can't really see it, I don't think, but and I apologize for the reflection of my ring light. But this stone, the Fenerite, it's known as the healer stone, and it helps healers to be a clearer channel. It also helps you to channel your angels and your spirit guides easier. I'll also be having a course on how to connect with your spirit guides. I'll be developing that course as soon as I'm done with my crystal course. So you'll definitely want to get on my newsletter list for that one, because I've been talking with my guides since I was a teenager. I am about to turn 50. Oh my God, I'm going to be 58. I think, or maybe 59. Wait, I don't know how old I am. I'm at least going to be 58, okay? And I've been talking with my guides since I was a teenager, and I'm going to be showing you the method that I learned on how to connect with my guides. That's very simple. But it just takes some practice and some patience. Now, this stone has a special story behind it. This is a piece of quartzite, and it comes from Egypt. Not only does it come from Egypt, it comes from the base of the Great Pyramid at Giza. My in-laws are great world travelers. They've basically been pretty much everywhere. And they went to Egypt, I want to say it was like maybe 2010. And they asked me, because I work with Egyptian gods, oh look, I got the black tourmaline all over my hand. Since I work with the Egyptian gods, they asked me, would you like anything special from Egypt? And I was just like, oh yeah. Are you going to the Temple of Isis at Philae? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, oh great. I want some sand from the inner sanctum. If you can get me some sand from there. And they're looking at me kind of like, what? I'm like, yeah, just give me some sand from that temple, please. They're like, all right. And I said jokingly, and I'd like some water from the Nile. And while you're at it, bring home a chunk of the Great Pyramid. Well, my father-in-law is kind of crazy. What he did is he got me water from the Nile. And you know how when you're on the plane and they serve you alcohol in those small plastic bottles? Well, he had ordered a drink just so he could get one of those bottles for my Nile water. And then when they went on a cruise down the Nile, he dipped the bottle into the Nile to get me the Nile water. And he said when he did it, a crocodile came right up. He says, I almost lost my hand for you and your Nile water, but here it is. And my mother-in-law, she got me sand from the Temple of Isis. And when they went to the Great Pyramid at Giza, he said that there were armed guards on camels. And they clearly had guns. And you were not so much as to pick up a grain of sand from the Giza Plateau. Or you could be shot, literally. And so he walked all along the perimeter of the Great Pyramid. I forgot to ask him how long that took him. I don't think I ever asked him that. And he said he saw this in the sand and he looked real quick and there weren't any guards nearby. So he scooped it up for me. So this comes from the base of the Great Pyramid. And my pendulum told me to work with this stone this month, which is interesting because even though I've had it since about 2010, I've never worked with it, and it has sat on my personal altar all these years. So it's absorbed all the energy from all my personal candle work. So it'll be interesting to see what this stone helps me achieve, especially when combining it with the lithium. You know, ooh, okay. I'm feeling a vibration. I am definitely feeling a magnetic attraction between these two stones. They don't have any magnetic properties, okay? They're both quartz. This is wild. Let me see what my pendulum does. Guys, I don't really edit my videos, so if weird stuff happens during a video, I just kind of go with it. Let me see. Please show me the type of energy, the energy level of these two stones working together. Let's see. The wider the swing means the stronger the energy. Wow. Look at that. It's swinging so hard now. It's making my hand move and it's hitting my wrist. It's hitting my arm. Wow. And if I were to let this go, the pendulum would just go flying off and probably break. So I won't let it go. But look at this. Isn't this amazing? Okay. Thank you. Now I want to see, since it did that, I want to see what the lithium will do with this quartz. Okay, first of all, I don't feel any type of magnetic pull or magnetic field between these two at all. So let's see what the energy level is like of these two stones working together. And again, the wider and stronger the swing, the stronger the energy connection. Look at this. It's a little bit stronger than the lithium and the quartz from the Giza Plateau, just a little bit. And it could be too, because I always work with the large crystal. That's my go-to crystal for everything. You know, quartz crystal, it's good for every type of intention. And I'll be showing you in my crystal course how to charge your quartz crystal, your clear quartz crystal in your collection for up to 3 intentions. Quartz crystal is a very, very powerful, very useful stone. All right, well, now out of curiosity, let me see this. I'm sorry if this is getting boring for y'all. I will wrap up quickly after this. Show me the energy level of these two crystals working together. And there we go. It's not nearly as strong as the lithium and the large quartz. Well, no, wait a second. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, never mind. It's stronger. That's really impressive. Oh, I can't wait to really start working with these stones. It's going to be great. And we'll see what happens with my dreams. But all right, so here are the crystals and stones. A really good resource I will have linked below to Amazon. Full disclosure, all my Amazon links on my videos here on this channel and on my art channel, The Positive Vibes Artist, are all of Amazon affiliate links. You do not pay anything extra to use those links. Amazon gives me like 5 cents or something, and I would appreciate your support. But the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall is basically just that. It is the Crystal Bible. This was originally published in the early 2000s. I want to say it was 03. Let me double check. Yeah, it was published in Great Britain by Godsfield Press Limited in 2003. And it's really good. It has your crystal references. It's got formations, use for decoration, use in healing, how to select a crystal, how to care for your crystals, a crystal meditation, the different types of shapes and what they're used for. And it's got a quick reference in the back. You know, you look up your purpose and it'll tell you what crystals it's good for. And it has divinatory meanings of crystals. And the photographs in here are just amazing. The quality. I mean, you can use this book if you have stones or crystals in your collection and you're not sure what they are. The photographs in this book are so good. You can use them to identify your stones. Also, another really cool thing you can do to identify your stones is, I have an iPhone, which I'm using to film this video. So I can't show you this on my iPhone. I will show you this method in my crystal course, but you can use the Google photo search in your Google search engine to identify stones and crystals in your collection. It's not 100% foolproof, but even if it doesn't work perfectly, it'll still give you a much better idea of what that stone or crystal may be. So, and I'll go over that in my course as well. But yeah, I highly recommend this book, and it's basically the only one that I use. So, this is it for the crystals on how to choose them, how to determine what crystals to work with for the month. And again, if you're interested in learning more about crystals and how to work with them closely and how to learn from them, because crystals are wonderful, wonderful teachers, again, scroll down below to my links and click on the link for my newsletter. I will be notifying everyone on my newsletter list when my crystal course is ready. And I'll be following up that course with a course on how to contact your spirit guides using my tried and true method that I've used since I was a teenager. And I talk to my guides all the time, and they talk to me all the time. One of them just said, yeah, and we never shut up either, which is kind of true. One of them's kind of a smart ass. But anyway, those are my guides. I don't know what kind of guides you may have, and it would be interesting to learn that, right? And to connect with them. And it's a wonderful experience. It's such a tremendous blessing. It's completely changed my life. I know it would completely change your life too. So again, click on the link below for my email newsletter list, and I will see you next time. This is Neferkefri of magicalmusings.com, wishing you a blessed day.